Today's video is going to be a little different. I've got something that I bought back in early 2009. So this is an older weapon that I have. It's a .30 caliber based on the movie Terminator 3. In the movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger is carrying a coffin on his shoulder and carrying this .30 caliber and shooting it. It has a drum mag on the side, and the gentleman that did it up, his name was Killbucket. He passed away, and he did the video, or he did the gun up based on that movie. So I'm going to show you the gun. Okay, here we have it here, right here. You can see there's the drum mag. There is the barrel. I've got a barrel cover on here, so I'm going to take that off. So you can see that. Even has the red tip still on here. This is based on an M14 gearbox version 7. Drum mag actually auto winds when you pull the trigger. There's a fill spot right here where you slide this forward. Can fill the BBs up. It holds roughly 3,000 rounds of BBs. And it has a feed tube, you can see right here. This feeds out of the drum into the gun. Trigger on this particular one is on the side here. Okay, and it does have a safety built in right here that you put forward. That's on, ready to shoot. Okay, so I put that back on safe. Nothing. Handle is movable depending on the size of your grip. You can move it back, move it forward. And this fake charging handle is just here for looks. I usually put my hand underneath it or over the top because it is a spray and pray type weapon. It's hanging at your hip. Some additions that I have done for it. I've been using it originally with .20s and .25s, and that was fine. Just all over the place letting it spray. But what I have in it today is some .30s. And the modifications that I have done on it to start with is new hop up, and I actually created, might be hard to see on video, right here is a hole, might be hard to see, is a hole right here where you can get to the new hop up adjustment that I have. I have it adjusted down pretty good for the .30s. They are heading out there about 150 feet, no problem. We're going to be doing a shooting video on this too. I'll step out into the sunlight. So that you can see that. The other changes that I've done are cosmetic. Okay, what I've done is I put this bracket, made this out of 6mm ABS plastic, cut it out, based it on a real design, put it on the gun. I created a flip-up sight with a long-range type sight for distance and a peep sight for shorter distance. On the barrel itself, right here, as you can see, here's this like wrap around here. This is for two particular sights to thread in. You have a post type sight with an adjustable top on it. I'll show that right there. That threads in for height up and down, and it's just a single point where you would use for the long range scope or long range sight. I also just made it a new flip down sight. Okay, it has little button here on the side, and this will flip down or flip back up. And I based it on a piece of pipe that I had that will thread into here as well. And then you put the sight on and you're able to flip it down, flip it back up once you screw it all the way in. It's mainly for looks. Normally I would not use a sight on this because it is hanging at my hip. It has two sling points. One is on the front on this pre-made ABS link. It has a sling with a swivel on it right here, and on this side, basically where you would have for the carriage if you had it on a pintle and a tripod. I put the bolt through, and I actually put the swivel here on this side. I used to have it on this side, but it was getting into the way of the wire, so I put it over here. The whole idea behind this is it's slung on your hip, you're firing it, hip firing it, and that's how it's used. Okay, I'm going to show some shooting of this, and then we're going to show hitting the target. Okay, as you can see, the only problem with the sling being put on the side over here and the heavy BBs, it tends to roll in on you, but because it's on my hip, this is basically against my stomach, and it's pretty level, and you can adjust how you want to shoot by just placing it, and I'm holding it 99% of the time by the drum mag. I might move the sling back to the other side to offset it so that it stays more level, but this seems to work here pretty good. The whole idea behind this is you put the safety off, you can hold it up if you want, or you can let it sling down right here. So I'm going to start firing. I'm going to try this 65-foot target here by just eyeing it and see how good I do on the first burst that I put out there. Okay, one thing, I emptied the drum all the way out, and it feeds as you're pulling the trigger, so you got to wait for it to fill up the line. Now the line is filled up, so it's like a stream out there. I'm going to face this way out to the 125-foot target so you guys can get an idea how it's shooting. Okay, now we're facing out to the 125-foot target. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to use the girl and the pans as an idea on where you're hitting. Now remember, this is 125 foot from this line where I'm standing right now. So, firing. Now I'll use the pans. Back to the girl. Now that's 125 feet. It's hitting it no problem. As you can see, it's got a pretty good spread on the BBs. It's not meant for pinpoint shooting. So what we're going to try is we're going to move over. I'm going to zoom this back out. We're going to move the whole camera setup a little bit. And I'm going to zoom in on it so you guys can see it. That blue water tank is at 225 feet. I think it's depending on the location, it's 220 by the other line, and over here we're at an angle more, so it's 220 plus the angle that we're at, I'd say 225. So I'm going to shoot out there, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more and get this angled right for you. See if we can even come close to hitting it. Firing. There it hit. It hit. It's going all around it. They are lobbing in at that particular distance, but they are hitting it pretty well. Let me try again, firing. We do have a little bit of wind. You can see some of the trees moving in the background there, but I am hitting 220 feet without a problem. It's more like a spread, not accuracy, but this is a support weapon. It is not a sniper rifle. Okay, I'm going to end the video here on this note that this rifle, or this 30 caliber, is a one of a kind. He made this particular gun for me back in 2009. It's gone through a couple of phases, new hop-up, new bucking, new sights. I even put a rail on the top right here just for when I was trying it in the arena. I put a flashlight up there. Box mag has been gone over by Rudy at Nepa-Airsoft. He added a new mechanism on there which really makes it feed high speed. Don't have a problem. And the gearbox is solid with a high torque motor. The version 7 gearbox has a lot of torque and it's really good. This has been my primary go-to back in 2009. I went through hundreds, thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds on this. Took this to several events, took this to several open plays, even used it in the arena because it shoots that low. I think this was shooting with 2.5s. It was shooting around 350. So with 3.0s, it's probably around maybe 300, 290. I might do a chrono at the end and get a picture of it so you guys can get an idea. But I hope you enjoyed the video and this update on this particular 30 caliber that I am going to start using now at some events that are coming up the middle of October. And if I see you out there on the field, I hope you have a good day, and I hope you have fun playing airsoft. Update. I don't know if you can even see that on there. So it's 230 and 923 rounds per minute, which is basically 15.3. It might be hard to see on the video. Right there. That's the, and here's the rounds per second. See if we can zoom in on that. All right. One of the things that I will update, the more I'm thinking about it, this version 7 gearbox I think was 300 with 2.5s, if I remember correctly. It was like really low 300s. I was thinking the 2.0s was higher. 300 with 2.5s, so it's shooting like 230 now with 3.0s. It's really not a really hard shooter. They do go out there. That's why I'm trying to use some of the heavier weight BBs. Hopefully somebody will feel that at distance. All right. Take care.